Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're on the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications don't go out. First things first, you already know. Hopefully everybody's having a blessed and productive Monday so far. Hopefully everybody was able to enjoy their weekends. Most of y'all enjoyed yourselves watching these playoff games. Definitely was some good ones, some upsets. So whoever wasn't had other plans and goals and did what you did. As long as you was again able to enjoy your weekend and be blessed and be happy and safe doing it. The most important thing to remember. And if you was able to wake up today, give your praises to the higher power when it's due. And for those who are in the cold areas, those in the city, um, again, try to still keep yourself somewhat bundled up. It's a little bit better than it was the last couple days, but nonetheless, still cold. Just make sure you're keeping yourself properly dressed just in case, especially if some of you have weak immune systems or some of you are just already getting over specific illnesses. Just keep your immune system balanced. If you got to be out there. Cool Gamer, what's going on? Big Dog, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate everybody that tuned in last night for the conversation. Definitely was a good one. Always a good one, as is. Shout outs to Mary B for popping in on the panel last night. Definitely was a good discussion on all angles. Need more of those talks to happen. If you missed it, you catch the replay. Annie's, what's going on, baby? G's, what's going on? Miss T, what's going on, baby? You know, top of the morning to those on the west. Still top of the morning to those in central and the east. Top of the evening to the UKans. I forgot. Happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday to everybody past those borders. Commander, what's going on, baby? Boop, boop. See, last night's conversation again definitely was a good spirited one that was needed. Again, you know, hopefully somebody did get something out of that message because the message is clear as day. There's some things that we know for a fact need to change. Again, within the family structure, it's just some things not be teaching your kids. There's some things you're gonna have to really put into perspective. And again, you know, got to start being more aware of what the hell's going on in the community. Period. Some things just not going to be able to run around no more. Again, in my opinion, it's time for some order to be restored. And the reason why I said it needs to be restored because again, things were never this bad like how it is now. Yeah, we had bad throughout the course of history, but not as bad as it is right now. Forgot before my mouth go left. And again, I honestly feel there's some things that if you, as parents, start teaching from the ground up, you can avoid a lot of serious consequences on all angles. And I mean every word I said last night about the one thing. There should be no children, especially the young babies, the girls. Don't matter, the girls or the boys. There's just things that the children should not be learning before they learn actual ABCs, one, two, threes, enunciations, pronunciations, and everything else. I stood on that. Again, you're supposed to give your kid culture on all angles, on all cylinders. How does a kid know a song that they shouldn't even be listening to? Because honestly, the lyrics ain't for it's not for them. They can't even probably spell half of the words, or even they don't even know how to spell half of the words, or a majority of the words that they recite. How does that work? And no, I'm not saying every parent is out there doing that. No. Again, there are some parents who are just literally being too irresponsible. Again, you expect certain things to change in your family's household structures and stuff like that, but you're the prime reasons why the structure is what it is right now. Or are you going to tell me, again, I don't want to hear that. You're not going to tell me that these little kids singing a song or at least a verse from a girl that, in my opinion, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Got no real type of value as far as lyrics, anything. In my opinion, you like a plant. You are a plant because this is what you're doing. You're feeding the wrong type of seeds. What are you actually trying to teach some of these young women? What you trying to teach them how to be fast early? Trying to teach them how to get pregnant early? What? Like, what exactly are you trying to achieve and accomplish? Like I said last night, it's a prime example why the fathers need to be involved too. I don't care what the situation is, fellas. Y'all gonna have to, for the betterment of your child, continuously do what you have to do. And this is the problem. Again, no little girl should be talking about let that coochie breathe. No. Can you even spell that word that you are reciting right now? Do you know what it means? And if you know what it means, why would you even? This is what I'm saying. Predictive programming when it comes to certain situations. Predictive programming when it comes to those type of situations. It's a problem. Child should be thinking to be talking like that at any age. Just like I shouldn't have to hear a young man talking about I'm smoking on this and I'm doing this and I'm no. Like again, what the hell are you doing? Realize what's going on, my guy? Nah, bro. You know me, I'm dusting off some of last night's conversation. But you know what I'm saying is truth though, bro. And I can say to anybody in this chat right now, I know 9 out of 10, even the ones that ain't got kids, I'm quite sure that's not the first thing you're going to teach your kid is how to know the words to a song. It's not even for them to even be hearing in the first place. No young kid and that even in the Tyler stage, we talk about running down on ops, shooting people on their block, so on and so forth. Cut it out. Again, this is what I'm saying. What are the values and the morals that you teach? Are you really going to tell me that your kids' education and progress is not important for them to be better parts of society, whether it's building their own or doing whatever? For them to be in that glory of basically, succeeding in life. Come on, that gotta be more wiser than that. You have to. And there are some of you who, again, you're letting your children suffer. You know your kids might have issues with reading, writing, or anything, and you ain't helping them. Or you're not trying to at least find somebody to get help. Again, pride. But there are some of you who I know for a fact are abusing your child psychologically on all levels. Some of you are doing it because, again, you're taking out your anger, your frustration, and everything else on that child because you resent somebody. Again, using your kids as pawns, the worst way to fuck them up psychologically. Sorry to say it that way. It's the truth. Damn problem. And when somebody is really being real and standing on that, it always seems to be a problem. Oh, but you can't say this. Oh, but you can't do that. Why shouldn't you? Well, you're constantly seeing the same things day in and day out that you know need to change. Why not start standing up and saying something? When you wrong, you wrong. Damn problem now. Let me know when I said something wrong again. Don't only keep it as real as possible when it comes to that. You know damn well that's not right. Some of you are putting that hurt and that anger and that trauma on these kids because you made the mistake in life. And I'm not just talking about the women, I'm talking about some of them irresponsible ass men too. See, I always call it down the middle. I don't care how you feel about it. Anybody not willing to do what they need to do as a parent, now listen, you should think twice before having any more or bringing any more in the world. Again, there's some of you who, because of whatever reasons, you're putting it all on them. And for what? How does that work? If I'm blaming my kid for every little thing that's going on in my life, prime example, I don't expect my child to get some sort of trauma behind that. If they don't get where they need to get to as far as being successful or growing or doing anything, it's my is it my fault or is it their fault? It's my fault. So I put it all on them. On that. There's some of you who just give up. Again, you give up on your children. You don't give them a chance to learn anything. Just toss them out there. I think I'm saying anything wrong here today. The sad part about some of the stuff I'm seeing and some of the stuff I speak about is because when I go and look back at certain movies, certain shows, anything along those lines, even old articles, books, and stuff like that. The way they got it predicted is that we uncouth people. We are slower than molasses. Let that be told. But I would say in that instance, right there, is a prime reason why sometimes you don't judge books by their cover. Because I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I was thinking about something that kind of like brought me back to something. I was thinking about a movie I watched that brought me back to, hey, it brought me back to some sort of reality. The message wasn't clear when I was young, but as you sit back and you go and revisit something, yeah, once you really depict and get the message, you would honestly say that, yeah, this is how they predicted us to be. Now, the sad part about it is that the way you got it when it comes to us, even when it come down to the men, we ain't shit. Excuse me for saying it that way. But as time is always revealed, and as certain things are still being revealed, we see that some of the shit that they try to put on us and the stigma as far as what it is with us wasn't so true. Chef, what's going on? Joe, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. I was going to wait till the night to talk about this a little bit because I feel that movie definitely tried to paint the wrong stigma. But I felt they was far off. And I was talking about as far as what the number is. You can't allow a small group of people to say that they override a whole population of people. Mm, mm. Can't do that neither. Can't do that not without taking accountability for the things that you know for a fact was already enacted on us. So, yeah, thought about it. And I see I wasn't far off from how I was thinking about it. All right. Yeah, I remember the movie Color Purple, the original. Yeah, if y'all want to go through this, we gonna go through this today. I was trying not to somewhat go down a rabbit hole. My petty level is at 1,000,000 right now. And pardon the wind in the background. This is the problem, and the current problem as we speak right now. Now, most of y'all already know that they quote unquote did another version to this in musical form. Now, let's keep it a buck. Go watch the original movie and then go watch this quote unquote remake and see where the symbolism is at. See what you actually depict out of both of these situations right here. Because I can tell you what I depicted in oh so many words. Mo, what's going on, baby? I can depict to you where the problem is right now. Now, right? So, Whoopi's character was supposed to represent what we quote unquote see right now in the society, right? The poor, struggling black woman being abused, neglected, unloved, basically unhappy, right? On my trip. No, that's what her character is supposed to be, right? And at the end, what she breaks free from the quote unquote struggles of her life, right? Now, let's look at Danny's character. Supposed to be the uncouth, abusive, controlling, manipulative husband, right? On my trip. So he was supposed to be painted as just his character alone. It's supposed to be painted as a depiction of every quote unquote melanated man, right? We abuse our women, right? We cheat on our women, right? We verbally abuse them, sexually abuse them, so on and so forth, right? This is what the stigma was, right? Let's break down the characteristics, right? There's so much symbolism in that shit that, hey, let's call a spade a spade. Now, for most, y'all already know what happened towards the end. Yeah, she done from her quote unquote husband, then actually linked up with her kids. Now, hold on. Another part of her character is that she was sexually abused by her father, had kids. The father sent those kids away, far away, right? We all know the backstory. He's there, what's going on? We all know the truth. So that's another part of the character, right? Which again, his character is supposed to be based and supposed to be depicted as every stereotypical melanated person in the community, which is far from the truth. We have a small handful of that. Small handful. Those small handfuls don't make up a whole population of. Because one man might be abusive, that next man is not going to be abusive. It might be for every one man that's abusive, there's 5, 10 that's not going to do it. Because it ain't worth the time, stress, nor any of that, right? Let me know when I said something wrong here. I'm about to start cooking for real. Tony, what's going on, baby? Oh, let's break down Danny character again. Everything I just said about him, plus, oh, he's supposed to be a alcoholic, basically, right? Again, somebody let me know when I said something wrong. So his character is supposed to depict and stand for every person in the community, right? You see how throughout the movie, when it came to certain fields, when it came to the men, they made us look like we was yes men, especially when it was coming to abuse and everything else, which is far from the truth again. But I'm gonna keep digging. I'm gonna keep digging. So let's also flip the script again, because there are certain characteristics in that movie that I feel kind of like resonate with what's going on today. Now, let's break down the characteristics for the women now. Because again, I've seen it on both ends from the men and the women. But for the women, it's crazy. And nobody peeped it. So we all know when I keep forgetting her damn name. Was it Suge, whatever her name was? When she popped up at the ranch, basically. Didn't she lay down with the husband and also lay down with Whoopi's character as well too? So ain't that a form of home revelry, so on and so forth? Let me know when I said something wrong, yo. Let me know when I'm not cooking on it. I swear I'm going down it. Keith, what's going on, my guy? So you depicted that too. You depicted that, okay, this is a woman that came in and quote unquote wrecked the household, had relations with both the husband and the wife, and at some point turned the wife against the husband, right? Let me know when I said something wrong. Let me know when I said something that clicked. Because I feel again, this is where all the symbolism is going. And again, it's on both ends. So basically, another thing you was depicting is that we allow specific things to come in our household and wreck something good. Commander, I ain't messing with you. What is the truth? Let's keep it real. So you also painted on the paint you painted a picture that we allow anything to just mess up our family household. That we allow certain abuses to happen and we don't say nothing about it. Well, again, that is far from the truth because a small portion of people cannot override or overpopulate the whole population. We just had some rotten apples, like mostly every community, right? Everybody has a bad apples. That was another stigma that you would place that us men cheat, we abuse, we do everything, we manipulate again, which is again far from the truth. There's a difference between men and boys again. Men are gonna stand solid on anything. They're gonna stand 10 toes down regardless to how you feel about it. Now, the cowards might do the shit that we see in here, but not the real men. So again, you put a message out there saying that we basically ain't shit, and the women that's with us ain't shit. That's how I looked at the whole picture. Diamond, what's going on, baby? Serious, what's going on, baby? Who else popped up in the chat? My bad, y'all. And I'm catching up with the chat right now. Let me know when I said something that's real though. Like straight up. Let me know when I said something wrong. That whole movie had nothing but symbolism and dark, decrypted messages that basically try to place a stigma on a community as a whole. Now let's look at Whoopi's character, right? Let's look at Whoopi's character. No, my fault. Let's look at Oprah's character, right? A prime example of what we kind of see in society today. But nonetheless, this was something that was predictive programming, in my opinion. This is something that was placed as far as a stigma even on the women, which is far from wrong. Now, we see what's going on now as far as that is concerned. Yeah, look at her character. Not one time would she listen to reason, would she calm down, would she listen to her husband, so on and so forth. She was the quote unquote rambunctious fighter, right? It took one person to humble her for her to be quiet or for her to just calm down, right? Let me know when I said something wrong here again. I'm breaking down these characters in particular because the main messages was mostly through those. So her character would be how it is right now in certain instances with some of the women in the community, right? Loudmouth, aggressive, vindictive, poisonous, toxic, right? Won't listen to reason. Even when they got a good man, husband, whatever, won't listen, won't submit. Not even so much submit. Won't so much as obey neither. Won't show respect. None of that, right? But it took one person to humble that person, right? Make that make sense. Yeah, Keith. I'm talking about the original, not this carbon copy that they just gave us recently. And I ain't even fully watched that, but I already know what's in that as well. And again, there were certain things that you was promoting, but then there's other things you had issues with. So again, it goes to show you there's just some things that you cannot continue to try to put a stigma on the people. Because at some point that stigma gets ruined. Why? Because again, facts come out. And the fact of the matter is, when it comes to Danny's character, that doesn't represent every damn man in the community. When it comes to Whoopi's character, that don't represent every black woman in the community. Shoot, even when it comes to Suge character, not every woman is out there like that. Make it make sense. Even Oprah's character, not every woman is like that. But you would place a stigma like that. Again, in my opinion, the worst predictive programming was some of these damn women. Because look what stigma it put on the community. We basically don't know how to love. We don't know how to honor, respect, cherish. That's basically the message and symbolism you sending right there. This is the problem. Again, now this version we got, this musical version that we got, my opinion had nothing but symbolism in it too. I know one part has something to do with the quote unquote um, sexual scenes when it was promoting lesbianism. Know that part already. You depicted sexual violence and everything else along those lines. But again, you had no problem promoting the other thing, but everything else you had a problem with. I don't get that. I don't. You can't be outraged with one and not outraged with everything. Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. But you can't tell me that that ain't depict nothing. Oh, oh, wait a minute. The one thing that still well, the one thing that's still being implemented was the Suge character again. So again, you came, you saw, you conquered, and you left everything damaged. Somebody let me know when I said something wrong. Dude. Let me know when I'm not cooking on something on the cylinder because I feel like I'm already cooking. See, these type of stigmas that have been placed is exactly what we seen to some degrees. But again, you can't sit here and honestly say that a small group of people outweighs everybody else in that community. And 9 out of 10, half of the stuff you try to place on us as a stigma that we quote unquote don't do, we do. When we know certain things are fucked up and we know it's wrong, we handle that. We do what we are supposed to do. We protect the right ones in our community. The problem right now, again, you are trying to place the same stigmas. You're just trying to change the format of how you keep the stigma going. You want to know the irony of that? The irony of that remake, because again, I'm not even going to dig deep into that. Because from the stuff that I already seen, I already now listen, I could already tell what this movie was about. And it was certain stigmas again that panned from the original. You just try to jazz it up a little bit, basically. You want to know the irony of that situation with that is you spent 100 for this new movie, right? You spent literally $130 million. Part of that money was for promotion and everything else. The other part was for production. Guess how much they made back? Guess how much they made back? You spend all of this crazy amount of money to only get 5 million back in the box office. It probably went up a little bit now, but it probably still ain't past 5 million. And whoever did go see that, they probably done walked out, or they probably already seen this wasn't it. And there are some people that said, "I'm not going to see that at all." Riaz, what's going on? Now they was very clear on that stigma of. Now see, this is the thing. Now you notice when it came to Oprah character in the original movie, she was the main one that was always rowdy, rambunctious, and everything else. Everybody else had some sort of civil attitude and everything else when it came to that, right? Right. So, what would make you think that specific ones in that movie would be a whole representation of a whole community or race? I'll wait on that one. Now, granted, there are certain stigmas that we know for a fact is actual factual. So again, you told truth and lies within the same confines of a space. There are certain stigmas every community deals with. Okay, how you look at it. Same things they try to always make us and always put us on the spotlight for, they all go through the same thing too. And the reason why is because look at it. Let's really balance this out. Some of these quote unquote remakes and retries of certain things is different formats now. But within that same token, you're trying to add extra inclusion on certain things. It really shouldn't be added. The best way to keep everybody confused and locking horns is bringing out something that, again, places the wrong value and stigma on somebody. Which, again, is the corniest thing to me in the world. You can't tell me that ain't nobody, and I'm going to say this again, if ain't nobody watch either version of that movie, go watch it and tell me if you ain't witnessing people saying things out of people I done said today. Let me know when something didn't resonate. You know, and again, you gotta literally come into character right now. You have to. Do I believe it's fair for these type of productions to happen, especially when it's making us look bad as a whole? No. Again, every little situation that you could think about within that movie, yes, there are things like that happening within the communities everywhere. Oh, another thing that seemed to have been predicted to some degrees in certain instances is that we don't come together and stand together unless we are bashing and tearing down the strong black man. or we bashing each other for the peanut butter and jelly BS. Some instances that's true. Just can't nobody seem to come together when it comes to certain situations, unless again we are bashing each other down. But ain't that in every damn community though? I wait. Symbolism at its best. I believe in certain instances, prime example, the roles that are being written, especially when it comes to us, it feel like we don't have no say so or intake on it. Our characters throughout everything in life is supposed to just be what it is. If we ain't gangbangers, jailbirds, deadbeats, so on and so forth, what else is it? If we ain't one of these, right? Realist McCoy, what's going on? Let's really keep it real. You depict us as nothing but gangbangers, drug dealers, drug users, so on and so forth, right? That's a stigma you would try to place as far as half of these movies when it comes to the melanated community. Label the women as prostitutes. Same thing. Same way you would try to put the stigma on the men, you would put it on the woman. She's nothing but a street hoe, so on and so forth. And again, that's far from the truth because not everybody in that community moves and operates the same way. So when you essentially writing these quote unquote movies and everything else, you want to know what really is a dict. You want to know what really is what it is with us. How about you let us write our own? Because obviously you can't write for everything. You can't speak or try to be a voice for everything, especially when it comes to us. Again, you want to include everything else, but you don't want to include the ones you need to include. Because we the ones that could really tell you the real stories and not just one side of a story or not just one situation of us as a community. No doubt use that. You already know, my guy. The only way we coming together and growing the way you see it with us is if we always on a negative path. Again, let me know when I said something wrong. This is just my views and opinions on this. See, unlike most people, I don't care about recourse, repercussions, none of that, because again, there's certain stigmas you placed upon us that ain't always fucking true. Now, again, for the things that you have put out there and incorporated just amongst one, there's that shit going on in every community. Every community. Every small handful of women are out there cheating on their men and vice versa. So let's keep that real. Nobody's respecting no boundaries when it comes to certain shit. That's in every fucking community. You got women that are not respecting their husbands, husbands not respecting their wives, so on and so forth. That's in every damn community. You're gonna have those small handful that are like that. And I'm really about to just speak in some some real terms to the people I know for a fact are either up and coming actors or trying to even get in that field. I would tell you, you soar for the highest that you could soar for, but don't just go for any role because for some of you, the role you take will be the role you be remembered for. I don't care if you want to be big time movie actor or you want to be TV star actor. Doesn't matter. Broadway actor, whatever. Certain roles you take will be a stigma on you because that's all they will see you for. That character alone. Let me use a prime example. What was her name? Angela Shields, one that played Felicia in Friday. You see, she didn't get nothing else after that, right? Or shit didn't go where it should have went. And when she wasn't something, it was small roles, right? You know what everybody stood? Hey, Felicia, bye, Felicia. That's a character that's sticking with, regardless to what. James, what's going on? Let's look at like again, like I said the other day. Let's look at Urkel. Even though that was a role best for him, look what happened. Everywhere you go, you're gonna be known by that character. Oh, I'm gonna go to that other movie. What was that movie that everybody seemed to have mixed reactions on because Method Man did that scene like throwing the baby out the window? What was that? For Colored Girls? Was it that movie? Yeah. Everybody was in an uproar with that situation. How the hell he gonna do that? Oh. Okay. Guess what? You do have evil parents or evil people, step parents like that, right? But ain't that in every damn community? Let me know when I said something wrong. Don't we got evilness in every damn community? Is every child going through some sort of consequences and repercussions they shouldn't be going to because of neglect, evilness, so on and so forth? Oh, wait. I got time today. See, even when there's just discussions on this, I got my views and opinions on it. Nonetheless, something for some people to think about. Why is it when it comes to certain situations, they always want to write our history when we should be writing our own? Who could tell a story better than the person that it's coming from? I'll wait. You want to talk about one aspect or just keep producing one aspect? How about you produce another aspect? Hard pill to swallow, right? Damn, it smells like fried chicken, y'all. My bad. I just got disturbed for a minute. My nose is up. My Wolverine senses is fucking with me. So again, you gonna write certain situations and in history, or you want to make great movies, content, so on and so forth. Stop just projecting all the negative that we already know what is going on in all the communities, not just ours, all the communities. Think drugs ain't affecting every damn community? It is. Again, violence, sexual violence, attacks, all of that. You don't think that's happening in every fucking community? I'll wait. I will kindly wait today. I got time. I'm tired of that type of stigma. Sometimes it's hard to even watch anything as far as entertainment because almost everything is geared a certain way. Oh, I'm not going to forget about the symbolism in some of these movies too. You want to know what the symbolism is? Half of these movies I just spoke about. Where are we at on the totem pole as far as the men are concerned? Word, what's going on, my guy? Where are we at as far as what's being depicted about men? We are either inferior or, again, what I just said earlier. We supposed to be quote unquote inferior to the women race, right? And again, I'm not trying to cause no type of nothing. It's just my views and opinion on it. I want everybody to understand that. You mean to tell me these are the only characteristics you want to paint as far as us men? No, that shit needs to stop. Is that the depiction you want to go when it comes to the women? Stop. Everything has an order and balance in life. Everything has an order and balance in life. See, when a solid man is on solid ground and is standing 10 toes on everything he's supposed to, that's the order right there. That means that man is in control of his destiny. He knows what he wants, he knows what he requires, he knows what he doesn't require. It's just some things like you really fail to realize that it's time for a change on that. Lisa J, what's going on, baby? Yes, I am. Yeah, Lisa, I got you. I'm gonna type it down in a minute. But this is what I'm saying all in all. There's no way you're gonna tell me that these are the type of messages that gotta keep getting received throughout the course of history. It is time for a change, man. You would try to place a stigma and say that all men are destructive. Far from the truth again. The small percentage of those rotten apples in those communities do not speak, nor do they do anything as far as a whole damn civilization. Okay, how you look at it. See, there's certain topics where it feel like it's gonna get racial, or you feel like it's gonna get whatever. Far from the case. I'm just proving the point. Am I supposed to blame? If I had a confrontation, for example, with one of them Muslims or one of them Arabics, Indians, whoever, do I go at the whole collection of them for that one person? No. Would I hold them accountable to some shit if they know they did some? Yeah. Tamika, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, appreciate you for dropping all those links, series, baby. Working harder than this motherfucking wind in my face, baby. I had to take a pause on that though. Because again, somebody let me know when I said something that didn't hit. Why don't you bring back the symbolism and the actual messages that need to be conveyed? Every community struggles with something. Stop just placing it on one specific race. Stop putting it on us all the time when everybody is going through it. And this is the thing. I know there's some of you who want to be filmmakers, and some of you who want to be producers, so on and so forth. Screenwriters, script writers, all of that. Reach for the stars, like I said, but actually show what's going on. Don't just show one version of what every movie I see, even if it does have a prominent melanated brother or sister. I don't want to see it as oh we got to deal with drugs and gang banging and everything else. Show us something else. And when you do show us something else, we still in some sort of a struggle. Listen, the content you bring in, as far as movies and everything else is concerned, it's supposed to have a general picture of everything, not just one specific thing. Almost every movie I could think of, even down to the ghetto classics that we all rocked with, they all had some sort of message in it. And then when you got older and looked at it and re-looked at it, there was other messages that were being conveyed and nobody paid attention to it. And again, it painted us in a bad light. But you can't paint everybody in that one specific race as the problem. Because there's some things we didn't have no control over. We didn't have no control over what's going on with the family dynamic now. To some degree, the irresponsible ones are the ones that have the problem. You can't say that for everybody else. What about the ones who were doing what they were supposed to be doing, trying to keep the families together, and it didn't work? It didn't happen the way it should have happened. We ain't thinking about that part. We're not. Again, why do we have to keep having these type of films basically as a reminder or as a stigma reminder that this is what it's always supposed to be? Why are we not showing some of the movies where there's not too much struggle? Because not everybody is struggling. The ones that ain't struggling are the ones being humble. They still doing what they need to do, right? And trying to keep their family structure together. Again, a real man is going to make his decisions. He's going to stand on what he stands on. And there's nobody that's going to be able to sway him unless it's the man upstairs himself. Just like a strong, wise woman, same way. She ain't going to allow nothing, and I mean nothing, to mess up the balance. And if they both love and care for each other, guess what's not getting messed up? Their family structure. I don't care what's going on. Family structure will not be messed up because they both on the same accord. They both know what it is. They both know what they need to do. Damn, prayers for everybody right now that need it, for real. Prayers to everybody that need it right now. Everybody on the physical health note, mental health note, healing prayers for real. Again, prosperity, health, at least peace for 2024 and beyond. Definitely say that to everybody. Sorry, but gotta start seeing a better vision. And the better vision should really be what it is. Not everything in the community is that messed up. What is messed up, they don't show you the people who are trying to make changes, the ones who are actually trying to bring back some sort of tranquility, sort of opportunity. Don't talk about those. We'll be quick to endorse and be a part of a movie that we know for a fact in certain instances, even if it is just acting, is going to depict the same stories what we see. Look at all the gangster movies to the degree that we've seen, especially when it's dealing with our own. You see how that outcome. You see what that outcome is. Majority of the time, it don't never end well. Even if that person is trying to make a strive for something better, it's either too little, too late, or they done been past the point of no return. So at some point, they reap what they sow. Look at Menace to Society. That was a damn banging classic, regardless to how. Still a classic now. But it had symbolisms and messages in that shit too. Let's keep it real. Look what happened with Kane's situation. His character, the typical teenager, black teenager, who just barely got out of high school, as far as just graduated high school, and had a whole term of things that happened that would turn the person inside out. Cousin is a victim of a drive-by. This one ready to catch the revenge, but they're not ready to catch the revenge because they know what it is. But at some point, he ends up just doing that. Ends up being, ends up turning right into the court because of the circumstances that they're living in. The typical teenager that gotta hustle to do whatever, just to quote unquote keep up with the Joneses, basically. Keep that real. And look what his downfall was. Like they try to say when it comes to most of us, our downfall would be either something we said to a woman or something we did to a woman. In that instance, it was both. He said something and did something. You was irresponsible, you laid up in something. And then in that same token, even though you was protected, what did she try to do? She tried to trap you, tried to say it was yours. What we see in certain instances in certain communities now, in every community. Somebody not being real with theirs, trying to place a responsibility on somebody else. Court, what's going on, baby? Again, let me know when I said something that I ain't cooking on. I'll leave it alone. Again, half of these movies was fucking classics. Classics that are always going to be in history. But those same classics gave us a harsh reality and a message on things. And again, we need to change that stigma that's being placed. Not every melanated brother or sister is coming from the struggle. Not every melanated brother or sister, even if they are coming from the struggle, is going to do certain things that they know is going to jeopardize their family. Again, you can't take a small handful of people and think they speak for the whole population. They don't. When it comes to certain topics, even when it comes down to things I like to break down. See, I'm going to break down some of these movies too because there's too much symbolism in the shit. We see it every day as far as the stigma of what we see in the community. Not everything is that far off, but it is far off. It comes to certain movies, especially when it comes to us, they always got us killing each other. Us, the one that's cutting each other's throats, doing this, doing that, sabotage. When it happens in every damn community, don't let me break down the logistics of the shit. A rabbit hole I'm really trying not to go down. Because if we want to talk, let's talk. But I ain't even going to do that. Because I think I pretty much said enough. We need to start changing the way that people view us. It's not just about our actions. It's not just about our whatever. It's about what we really stand on. If we stand on betterment, growth, education, and opportunity, then we need to be a focal part of doing that. Again, let me know when I said something that ain't hit. It's just something to think about. And especially for those who are in that field already. Some of y'all, in my opinion, should have enough knowledge and common sense to know you can't just write a script about a specific group of people and then it's always the same repeated patterns. Can't keep doing that. Because again, what's going on? Because again, what does that give us? That's still giving other people that view that we are uneducated, we are not unified in anything, and we are lost in confusion as far as education and growth. This is some of the stuff we see. You painted us like we don't possess opportunities on all ends. Our only opportunity is what I just said. Everything that's involving street and criminal activity, which is far from the truth. What's going on? Oh, I kind of figured. Now I met you back. I just walked up here. Way in the back. I went all the way down. Went to 24th, 23rd. Yeah. She good. Uh-oh. My bad, y'all. I got you. Uh-oh. I'm about to say it's too early to be going to jail, y'all. Too early to be going to jail. Oh. I don't know. Look how she said. Done left your ass. What's going on? She done left you. That's why you're gonna have two sit next week. Keep telling you that. My bad, y'all. And this is the thing. You're gonna get feedback on these things. You're gonna get all sorts of feedback. But in the general sense of things, we need to change the stigma. But for some who are actually writing what needs to be written and actually trying to paint a better picture, I commend you for doing what you're doing. Connected. My bad, y'all. What's going on? Too early to be getting arrested. My bad, y'all. But again, we got to start changing up that aspect too. Not everybody in the community is jailbirds, deadbeats, irresponsible, so on and so forth. That's far from the truth again. Again, the most I could tell you today was that I stand on what I stand on. The small handful and the rotten apples of every community do not speak or dictate for a whole community. No, that's the saddest thing about it again. Saddest thing about it. I got you. Thank you. Nah, but this is what I'm saying. When it comes to certain situations, we don't come together. Like I said, we'll come together as far as that's how they present us, right? We don't come together for nothing except for the club on Fridays and Saturdays. We only come together for barbecues. We only come together for family functions and funerals and all of that. And when we do, there's always fights. There's always this. There's always that, right? Granted, this is the same shit that again happens in every motherfucking community. I didn't stray away from that message either. Silverback, what's going on? Link is in the chat in case anybody want to chime in today. Wasn't trying to go down this rabbit hole this early, but I'm doing this today. Kid you not. You'll place that stigma on us. We gamblers with our lives. We gamblers with money. We're irresponsible, so on and so forth. What's going on? But again, that's far from the fucking truth. Now, again, just because a small handful are moving down that road that you always see, that don't mean everybody is moving the same way. Because again, we have options. We need more movies where it's showing that we have better options, even if we are coming from the struggle. Because yes, there have been some successes and some success stories that were coming from the roughest, toughest parts of the map. And they made something happen. And they made the people around them better. They made things around them better. So let's start painting that picture more. Yeah, you try to give us them little film documentaries or these quote unquote stories that's based on true events and everything else, but then you still go far from the events. And every community is suffering from the things that we always see in these quote unquote black movies. Let's not act like it ain't going on everywhere. Start painting a better light about us. Show people that we are determined, willing, and able to do anything that we put our mind and set our minds to. And it don't always gotta be the negative aspect. For me to be successful with certain things, I gotta be a successful drug kingpin, so on and so forth. Nah, son. Oh, you bugging, son. You bugging. Tell your ass no. I don't fucking people. Punk ass out of here. Come back, y'all. Again, let me know when I said something that didn't resonate. I feel like I said mostly what I need to say today. Got to start changing the aspects of things. If you're going to sit there and place stigmas, then you need to show it all around the board. And not only when you feel like showing it around the board. Again, not everybody, and I repeat, not everybody is moving the way you think they're moving. Marlene, what's going on, baby? I hear you, Riaz. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is ridiculous. They always try to make it seem like the only way we are successful is if we are on negative time. And then at some point when we try to correct things, it's too late for us to correct. That ain't always the case. Repeat that again. That is not always the case. Because things will always be rectified in life. Depends on what you're trying to rectify. See, again, if you're moving accordingly, you gotta worry about certain shit. Some of these movies predicted, and some of these movies have shown a great deal of what's going on again in every community. People fighting over territories and turf that they don't own, don't have no deeds to, or nothing. People trying to quote unquote ban people or so on and so forth from areas again they don't own. Prime message in here. Something that we see to a degree in the community. But you're not showing, again, the people who are actually making better movements, better judgments. Some people have reformed. Some people have definitely seen the light and made the right strides. And some of those people, again, do not have to worry about looking over their backs regardless, because they did what they necessarily needed to do and they stood on their ground. Any real man is going to put his family before he put a gang. Any real woman is going to do the same thing. Put their family before they put either their personal needs and wants, or before they put something before a gang or anything else. There are a lot of people who are not using and abusing drugs. That's the stigma that you try to say to everybody. And after that case, everybody in the community is messing up right now. Keep that real. I ain't even going to say black people. Just going to say this in general. For those who are in our quote unquote community, start showing better when it comes to us and the progression as a people. And again, this message is for my melanated folks. Start showing a better detailed light of us. We do have those who are fighting for structural and visual changes in their communities. We have those who have damn near died, if they haven't already died, trying to do that, trying to make things better. Start painting us in a better light. Because again, we are doing what is necessary. Start writing the real history if you want to protect it. And don't just put bits and pieces together. Do your actual research on things. And then from there, you make the strong moves and changing certain aspects on how we are being seen and deemed as people. You know, and that's the sad part about it. But you want to know why, Miss T, to some degree that it is what it is? Because again, you got people who have taken out what could have been. Now that part I will say, there are some people who never got the chance or still trying to struggle to get that chance. Some people didn't get the chance because they didn't make it. They didn't get a chance to even reach their prime and reach their goals in life because of, again, senseless violence. How you doing? Senseless, unmotivated violence. Some people ain't gonna never get pushed up to the highs because guess what? They ain't trying to incorporate some of the stuff. I could write you the best script in the world where it's not going to be too much violence, too much depiction as far as whatever, and you'll throw that to the back. Or no, this is not our kind of script. Oh well, if you incorporate this, if you change this, or if you add this, no. Why you can't accept what the hell I'm giving? And I would say for anybody that is trying to reach, y'all want to make changes again, doesn't matter what cylinder of life, even when it comes down to this, start encouraging your people. Really start encouraging your people. Start uplifting them. Start showing them the ways. They want to be that, let them be that. Again, it is solely about growth and education. Can't say that any clearer. We need to push the right type of people into these situations. Can't sit here and wonder why we ain't getting enough, why we not getting enough opportunity on certain things, or why things don't change. because we ain't trying to make the change. Shut up. My bad, bro. Niggas gonna get that shit. Bro, shut up. Damn, drive, nigga. Come on, bro. You driving mad slow, ain't in no traffic. Come on, man. My bad, y'all. Always something. Driving that damn slow. My grandmother drive faster than that shit. My bad, y'all. But again, we got to start building our peoples up to these high rankings and positions to where things can change. We want to stop continuously getting the same old peanut butter and jelly BS movies that make us look bad. Start rising up the people who actually have great stories and great things to tell about us. And maybe that will change. Yeah, James, that shit is annoying. And he literally had no traffic in front of him at all. He just driving slow. Nah, it's the ambulance being huff as always. Wherever you was going, you should have zoomed down there if it was really a damn emergency. GJ, don't come in here with that again. I told you, man. You little shadow baby. Ain't even gonna call you a shadow mafia. You a shadow baby until further notice. Come here with that, man. Again, we best cause some change. First things first, gotta stop killing off our own. Because that's one thing that seemed to be depicted on us that ain't far from the truth. We are quick to damage and kill each other off before we do anything else to anybody else. We are our own detriment and our own destruction. Why? Because of lack of knowledge, education, and just the not uplifting. If I know you got skills in writing, it doesn't matter if it's music, doesn't matter if it's scripts, all of that. Again, why not uplifting? Like, why not try to uplift them? Why we can't make something better and more grander for us to have? We got to start killing off those potentials. Those people who lost their lives probably could have been the potential game changers as far as even when it comes down to movies. Why we don't see that part? And see, I'm gonna be honest with you, Miss T. There's some people who, regardless to what, there's some people who are still active gangbangers, quote unquote. Not active in the sense of being in the streets, but still a part of that organization. And they was trying to do the right thing, trying to make it to where them ones behind them don't follow the same path. They learned the error of their ways and have changed for the better. There's some people that don't like when you start elevating and changing for the better. They feel you must stay in that same type of stigma and corruption. When again, that is just holding you down and keeping you away from better opportunities and growth. It's a sad notion that we can't have nothing. Sad notion again that we can't have not a damn thing. We can't change nothing because we ain't trying to change nothing. We would rather sit here in our own misery and our own pain than to try to change that. Again, even when it comes down to specific things like gun violence, this is another reason why some of those future potentials are getting killed off. Sorry to say it that way, but it's the God, the honest truth. No doubt, Marlene, baby. Again, appreciate you, Sirius, dropping all those links today. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in for this little rabbit hole afternoon, basically. I ain't far from the truth. I know that. See, when people ain't that far off, look what we get. You try to silence us or you try to make us seem like we're crazy. No, we're just logical. We see the BS. I at least see the BS. And again, I would say this: we got to start somewhere. We got to uplift and push them for their furthest potentials in life. We want to see any type again balance in the world when it came to as far as the community. Stop killing each other off. We have to stop bringing each other down. We got to stop implementing certain things and placing certain things on people that don't need to be placed on. The psychological trauma is going to stop at some point. Again, it is solely up to how you doing. But again, it's solely up to us to figure this out. And again, for those who are going to sit down and listen to reason and actually put courses or protocols into place, gotta eliminate all the stuff that's just being a waste of space, basically. These people with the betterment, the growth, the education, and anything along those lines, and we move away from them. And we solely target what we need to target. I'm gonna hold you. Today speaks some values. We don't have enough people to write the stories that really should be written. And I mean to the full damn detail. We ain't got that. But we'll never know who's gonna be who if they ain't living to see a certain age. If they ain't making it past 21 or 25, how do we know what's gonna happen? How do we know what's gonna actually happen? If they actually gonna be the game changers. There's just something to think about for today. I dropped the link in case anybody want to chime in, but if not, I'm gonna hold y'all on. I mostly said what I felt like I needed to say, jumping down this rabbit hole. And I might revisit this sucker again. But a portion of what I spoke about today is a prime example of why we need the culture to change and why we need to change it, period. Show that we can actually be better, show the ones who actually have done better and done great works. Break down the history again equally. Don't just break down one specific part of history because it doesn't tell the whole tale. It doesn't. And there's some of you who are already out there who should actually change the roles in the movies that you're writing and producing. Because again, it's still showing the same type of stigmas when it comes down to the men, period. Nonetheless, I think I covered up what I need to cover up. It's time for us to start growing in a better light. It's time for us to start moving in the direction that is better for all of us. Here go the pigeon coming back again. What you want, my guy? Now let's see which one of y'all gonna try to jump on my jacket again. No, they try to perch on me too, but I'm moving to skip down. Yeah, I kind of figured that because I was like, I don't got nothing. Oh, there you go. My bad, y'all. About to say another bird attack. Another bird attack. They all up on it. They all up on it. But again, take what I said into consideration today for those who need to hear it. Yeah, and despite my cursing like a sailor to a degree, I didn't stray away from actual truth on things. There are some things we need to write into history and write into these damn movies that are not just basically facts, but actual progression, whether you want to hear that or not. Ain't nobody want to pop in, not gonna hold you on. Say what I need to say. And I'm saying this again to my community. Gotta get it together, man. We gotta really get it together. We want better. We need to raise and give opportunities to those offspring and those future generations that are coming into the world. Can't say that much. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I could probably be back early this afternoon with a little bit of music. If not, I definitely got a little discussion again tonight. I'm gonna be cooking again. So all in all, you know, the talks are gonna continuously happen because when we look at some of the movies, I don't care how classic they was or how impactful they was, they all had messages nonetheless. Some messages we couldn't see right away. Some messages we got later on in life. But no matter what we got, we all supposed to still give what we supposed to give. The real education and knowledge. And spread the right opportunity. But we get about this cold. I'll be back around. You know what? Might not even be on Twitch today. I'll be on the backup today. Give or take, I'll be back around 4:30. I know it's kind of early, but I gotta be in the work early tonight. So, but always a great conversation as always, and we're gonna continue to have it. Hopefully, all of y'all enjoy the rest of your mornings, the afternoons. And again, I'll be back later. I'll send through a reminder. Y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I'm gonna do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. I'll definitely see y'all later on. Let me get myself out of here. Figure out this lunch. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.